Okay, and we're back. And today is another day. And the cat's a little tired. She had hard work last night. And now she's at my feet. I believe she wants to be fed again. She was just taking a nap. But I'm doing a real short video based on the torsion bars. I took a ride earlier in the truck. Hit as many uneven transitions in the road, potholes, what have you, to see how the truck would respond with the torsion bars. And I believe awesome. I'm also thinking that I might actually add to it because last night when I was double checking the hardware, which I'm going to do momentarily, make sure the nuts on the axle side was super tight. As I grabbed the bar, I don't have the flashlight here, but as I grabbed the bar and tried to move it up and down, there was a little deflection in it. Not a lot, a little, but I think maybe enough considering the fact that the bars are actually 83 inches long, not 73 inches long. And I also noted in the video, because I just got done doing the editing it, and right now it's processing so that it'll actually post on YouTube. But I did notice in a prior comment that a gentleman made as far as is the torsion bar following the drive line, the drive shaft, and actually it looks like it does. And based on the video, it seems like it's at the same angle. Now, I don't know if there is a benefit to that. I'd like to know if there's a benefit to that. And if anybody knows, they can always put a comment in there, and I'll be sure to read it at one point or another and find out the answer. See, now Puss in Boots is making her way on over to her little stand there because she wants to get fed. She's sitting there. She's waiting. She knows. She's a riot, I'm telling you. That little girl isn't stupid. But I'm loving it, and I'm about to go and check all the hardware out and make sure she's still tight. I'm definitely happy with what I've done. I'm going to also check the welds. I'm sure they'll be just fine. Make sure nothing cracked. I'm going to zoom in on the backside of what it looks like. Yep. There's the other side. Terrific. And once I do an inspection on it, I'm sure everything will be fine. There she is. She's pulling on the rope with her nails, and that girl's got sharp nails. Absolutely. So I'm going to feed her. She's going to hop up there. You wait and see. And she's going to wait for me, even though there's probably some food in there. If there is, there ain't much, if none at all. But see, she's, hey, kitty, meow, Puss in Boots. Yep. She's showing some love. Yes, good kitty. Yep, now she's digging in. But nevertheless, I really am satisfied with the performance of it. I'm sure once I hooked up the trailer to it, I'll definitely be able to see if there's an improvement on that. Make sure I don't get any wheel hop or anything. So after I'm going to think about adding actually flat bars maybe, and almost in a bridge-like form, put, I don't know, 2.5 to 3 inch rise right up here, but coming out this way and one going out that way, and then run a flat bar from the front up at that angle and then down in those two areas, making maybe a Y in there so that it eliminates any deflection, left to right or up and down. It's pretty solid. It barely has any movement, but I'm not sure if I'm going to, but it's a thought that came to mind, and maybe it would dress it up a little bit, but in due time, I'll see. I'll be driving the truck more now that it's all back together. And then the next little project on this is I have to change the gears in the front hub, the front chunk to match the ones in the back. 355, 354. It all depends on where you get them from, but that's the number that I have in on the back. And that's the lowest I can go to accommodate the 5-speed transmission that's in there, and it's an MV4500. It's HD, and between that and the gearing and the height of the tires, the 37-inch, like I explained before, when I'm on the highway, I can do 80 miles an hour and be at $2,000 a little less. That's just I just tested it to see if that would be the ratio, but I normally drive within the speed limit. I'm not a speed demon. I'm not out there trying to do 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. The reason why I reference 80 miles an hour at that particular RPMs, because a little bit lower of that would give me the best fuel mileage that I came accustomed to once that transverter was on there. And I was getting at least 35 miles to the gallon, if not a little bit more, and I proved that to a neighbor as we made a trip to, well, I went from here to Florida up to Pennsylvania, and he went to New York. And he had his Ford dually. I think he had 10-cylinder in it, the V10. And obviously we followed each other. And 600 miles from here up, going north, comes to south of the border, it's called. That one particular stop is called south of the border. It's all lit up, and that's 600 miles. So when we left, we both left with a full tank of gas. My tank is a 35-gallon tank, and when we got there, I still had a quarter of a tank less. So if you do the math, figure it out, it actually comes out to probably better than, or somewhere around 35 miles to the gallon. And for a 4-wheel drive, 1-ton truck, that is phenomenal. So I'm trying to get that back by doing what I did with the bigger tires. And obviously to put the bigger tires, you got to lift it up a little bit more. And I had to change the gears because I think there were 4 10s in it, 4 11s or something like that. I don't remember. I still have them. But obviously 82 miles an hour downhill. And if the wind was pushing you down that hill, that was max speed, 82 miles an hour. And yes, I did try to see how fast this truck would go when I bought it brand new in 95. And that's top speed. And as you know, today, when you're on the highway and the speed limit is 70 miles an hour, your average speed is 70 to, say, 75 miles an hour. And at times, and that thing would be, close to tacking out at $3,000. And that's just a little bit too much for me when it comes to driving on a highway. So changing the ratio of all that, it's put me back where I want it to be, and I'm happy with it. So like I said, next is the front gears. I'll change them. I'll show you how it's done. It does take a lot of time. Obviously, you got to pull axles out, wheels off, all that silliness. But nevertheless, that will be the next project. And that won't happen in maybe, I don't know, in between painting that 57, but that also would mean that the trailer was done and moved out of the way. So until then, I'd all appreciate it if all y'all like and subscribe, tell a friend, and I really would appreciate it. And Puss in Boots, she's saying the same thing. Please subscribe so I can go buy her more kitty food. Absolutely. And until then, try to get something done. Thanks for watching.